You know that feeling, trying to choose a career and it feels like you're staring at a map with a million different roads? So where do you even begin? Well, in this explainer, we're going to help you navigate that future, one step at a time.
Yeah, that big, scary question, what do you want to be when you grow up? If that's ever stressed you out, trust me, you are so not alone. It feels like a heavy question, and it's completely normal to be a little overwhelmed by the whole thing.
But what if we just flipped the script on that? What if, instead of being some scary, unknown thing, the world of work was actually a landscape we could map out and really understand?
That landscape actually has a name. It's called the labor market. I know, sounds kind of formal, right? But really, it's just a way of talking about all the different jobs and industries that are out there.
So what does this big picture really show us? Well, it tells us what jobs are actually available, which industries are growing like crazy, what skills employers are dying to find, and yeah, even what you might expect to get paid. It's kind of like having a cheat sheet for the entire world of work.
Let's make this real. Take Australia, for example. The healthcare industry is absolutely booming. And why is that? Well, a huge part of it is the country's aging population. That means there's way more demand for people like doctors, nurses, and aged care workers.
And no shocker here, tech is another massive area of growth. We're talking about digital jobs, everything from coding to cybersecurity. They're expanding like wildfire, because let's be honest, every single industry now relies on technology.
But it's not all about tech and healthcare. We absolutely cannot forget about the trades. There is a huge demand for skilled people in construction, for electricians, for plumbers. You know, the essential hands-on jobs that literally build the world around us.
Okay, so why am I telling you all this? What's the point? Well, understanding these trends isn't just for fun. It means you can aim for a field where you're actually needed, and that usually means better job opportunities and way more security in your career.
All right, so that's the big picture view. But now let's zoom in. How do you find your personal path on that map? Let's get into that.
Okay, before we go any further, I need you to hear this and really let it sink in. There is no single correct way to get to your goal. What works for your best friend might be totally wrong for you, and that is 100% okay.
And this here is a great way to see the main options. So in Australia, you've got the VCE, which is that traditional academic path, usually leading to uni. But hey, if you're more of a hands-on person, that is where it's at. You get practical certificates in things like trades or health. And then there's apprenticeships, which are awesome because you get to earn money while you learn on the job.
But that's the big question, isn't it? Knowing the options is one thing, but figuring out which one is right for you, that means you've got to look inwards.
Don't worry, I've got a super simple 3-step guide to help you figure that out. We're just going to break it down. First, what do you actually enjoy? Second, what are you good at? And third, what's really truly important to you?
Let's play this out a little. Like, if you genuinely get a kick out of helping people, maybe you'd love working in health or education. Or if you're great with your hands and love building things, maybe the trades or design is your jam. See how your natural interests can literally point you toward a whole world of possibilities?
And look, this is a really big one. I want you to remember this. A great career isn't just about the paycheck. It's about finding something that actually clicks with who you are as a person. That's where the real satisfaction is.
Okay, so once you've done a bit of that self-reflection, what's the next move? Well, it's time to shift gears from just thinking to actually doing, and to start seeing your career not as some final destination, but as an awesome journey.
And your very next step is simple: research. And I don't just mean locking yourself in a library. I mean start talking to people, your teachers, your family, career advisors. All these people have real-world experience that can help you connect the dots.
And when you're ready to dig into some of the hard data, you want to make sure you're looking in the right places. Government sites like Job Outlook or My Future are fantastic, or go straight to the source. Check out TAFE and uni websites, or even the websites of companies you admire, and see what they're looking for.
All right, as we start to wrap things up here, there's one last thing. And honestly, it might be the most important piece of advice in this entire explainer. It's the one thing that can take all that pressure right off your shoulders.
Here it is. It's this simple. Changing careers is normal. The decision you make today does not chain you to one single thing for the next 50 years, I promise.
No, really, it's not just okay. It's what most people actually do. The data shows most people will change jobs a bunch of times and even switch their entire career more than once. Your career is a living thing. It's going to grow and change right along with you. Lifelong learning isn't just a buzzword. It's the new reality.
So let's go back to that huge, scary question from the beginning, and let's reframe it. Your first job is almost definitely not going to be your last. So the real question isn't what will you be forever? The question is, what do you want to learn first?